and thank you for joining us for another week of On the Couch with Kimberly. I am, of course, your co-host, Kimberly Rose. And I know you guys are probably wondering, where is my co-host, which is normally on the show. She couldn't make it in today, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll see her again next week. I will be joined later in the show by a guest speaker, Mr. Charles Fleming. But for now, we're going to jump right into some stories that will be intriguing and interesting. And I'm wanting to get your feedback, of course, as usual. Give us a call and let me know what you think, whether you agree with me or maybe you don't. But we're going to jump right into it. Our first story up tonight is about a guy who died after getting some wisdom teeth removed. Says here, the family of 24-year-old California man who died unexpectedly after having had his wisdom teeth removed is questioning the medical care he received during the routine oral procedure. After the surgery last month, Lipinski, a software developer from San Diego, experienced complications. According to the patient care report released by American Medical Response, Lipinski woke up coughing during the procedure and was given a powerful anesthetic. But his condition quickly deteriorated, and he was transferred to a hospital where he died 3 days later. His family and friends have questioned the treatment he received from Dr. Stephen Paul, an oral surgeon in California. What's most shocking is the healthy 24-year-old goes in for an operation as routine as having wisdom teeth removed and dies in the process. It's inconceivable, or so one would think. Says according to the patient care report, the paramedics said that Paul had told them Lipinski woke up during the procedure, started coughing, and was giving propofol. I guess that's the name of the medication. When Lipinski stopped breathing, CPR was started and the paramedics were called. After they arrived, according to the report, the paramedics found 2 pieces of surgical gauze in Lipinski's airway as they tried to intubate him. Okay, so he did come and, he said he was sorry. Oh, it says that the guy apologized. The dentist called the family to apologize, and he did come and he apologized. He didn't have any explanations for me, is what the mother was saying. Paul has not commented on the case, but his attorney released a statement that said, in part, Dr. Stephen Paul has always provided the highest level of oral surgery care to his patients. However, safe as oral surgery is in today's environment, no surgical procedure is without risk. Okay. And the family just says, now we wake up every morning and can't believe it. It's just one big bad dream. Okay, so you go to have a routine procedure like having your wisdom teeth removed, which I've had before, and you die in the process. And then I was talking to my mom about this story, and she said something similar happened to a child at MCV's dental school. I don't know if any of you may have heard about this. We're going to put the number up on the screen for you. Please give me a call if you've heard about the story about the child that died from a surgical procedure at MCV, and just give us your thoughts on what you think about this. It seems to be inconceivable, or you would think it's inconceivable. You just going in for a routine procedure as, having your wisdom teeth extracted and you die. So what happened? My first question would be, how did the gauze get in his airway, which was found by the emergency rescue team that responded to the call? Sounds like a malpractice suit to me, actually, but call in and tell me what you think. What should happen to the healthcare worker? How should the family deal with that? Is that something that you would sue for, or just how would you handle it? It says he apologized. even though his apology isn't going to help the family very much. I think he seemed like he's sorry for what happened, but that doesn't bring back the person's loved one. So give us a call and tell us what you think. Actually, we have our first caller. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly. How you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful.
I have heard about the little girl that died of you doing that. I think that was a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
I think it might have been in 2011, maybe a little before that, but I did hear about that. And that's something that people need to understand. See, just like when you go and get tucked up, like Kanye West's mother died behind a tummy tuck or something like that.
I heard.
I don't know if once you do certain procedures, I think just like anywhere else, when you sign something, I think you relieve yourself of all damages so that you cannot sue them. Like when it comes for cosmetic surgery. As for the dentist, I'm not sure when you go in there and you fill out your paperwork to say that they're not liable for anything going on. A lot of people need to read what they sign before they do some of these procedures. But sometimes you don't have a leg to stand on in court. What you sign.
What do you think about the fact that with MCV, that's a school? Did you know that that's a dental school?
Yeah, it is a dental school, and I think by being a dental school, is that they're not liable because that means that they're in training.
Exactly.
So I don't think that they'd probably be liable.
Right.
But I just that everybody should really, really know what they're getting. Even when you just go to a regular dentist, you should really check out and see what's liable, what is he liable for, and what he's not.
Right.
Because you have a lot of people now, dropping dead because of recklessness, carelessness, and it's kind of hard to sue people now, and if you do sue them, it'll take years before you even get a dime of it, and it'll just cost so much money.
Yeah.
So, it's just hard. But, yeah, I have heard of that, and just like Kanye West's mother died of a tummy tuck or something, and more incidents, that happened around here. So, you just got to be careful. I always say, I guess when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
But try not to make it any sooner than you have to. That's just like when I was in the hospital last night. I had to go and meet my mother. And I was like, man, when I saw them in the wheelchair, I was like, I was sure I could bring her back.
I know that's
every
right.
time you go in the hospital, it's a 50-50 chance that you might not come out there. It's sad to say, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
As long as you just stay right there on that couch, Miss Kimberly, I'm going to stay right here where I'm at. I'm going to watch you, so we ain't going to worry about none of that, okay?
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
I'll
see you later, okay?
You have a good one.
You too, sweetie.
Bye-bye. He's right about that. So every time you go into the hospital or whatever, you kind of taking your life in your own hands. All I can say is just have a close relationship with your maker, because you just never know. I mean, we never know when it's our time anyways, but sometimes, going into the hospital, you making your risk just that much greater. He brought up an important point. One of the stories, actually, that I have tonight covers something. He was talking about Kanye West's mother passed away from like having a tummy tuck or something like that. And I actually have a story very similar to that. So I'm going to get right into that. My question tonight would be, how safe is lap band surgery? It says here, lap band surgery cinches your stomach. A cinch in your stomach with a surgically implanted lap band device to jump into your new bikini and live happily ever after. Well, then there's a question mark there, because it says the Get Slim surgery ads would like women to believe this, but at what cost? It says in lap band surgery, one of the many weight loss surgery options available, an inflatable band is surgically placed around the upper stomach to create a small sac and narrow channel into the remaining section of the stomach. Lap band surgery is marketed as quicker, easier, and safer than bypass surgery. Well, I don't know what bypass surgery is, but I have heard of this lap band surgery. Pushed by the society, obsessed with waistline worries. 80% of those seeking lap band surgery are women. A 2007 study published in the American Journal of Surgery found up to 76% of lap band patients develop complications over 3 years. In some cases, excessive vomiting caused stomach acid to erode the band. I didn't know that. Last year, Allergan, the largest U.S. manufacturer of gastric bands, recalled 152,000 defective bands. Wow. And while some deaths were related to the surgery, many more were connected to lap band failure. Over a 9-year period, 1/3 of patients had their lap bands removed. What are your financial options? If you're one of the patients who chased the happily ever after and found frequent vomiting, the inability to swallow, or the need to sleep sitting up to relieve the pain. Some insurance companies will cover the cost of gastric banding, which is between $17,000 and $30,000 per procedure. Band removal or surgical revisions may not be covered. If you are considering weight loss surgery, do your research. A good place to start is your online community. So, what do you think about this lap band surgery thing going on now, where people are actually dying after having this procedure? Give us a call and tell us what you think, because so many women are doing it. Of course, we all know that Americans are one of the worst countries when it comes to being overweight and obesity, and so weight loss is a really big topic for us here in America. So especially if you know anybody that this has happened to, please give us a call. Let me know what you think. I'm definitely against this type of procedure because I think it's a quick fix. And usually anything that's supposed to be a quick correction to something is usually not the way to go. So I want to hear your feedback on it. What do you think? Do you think it's safe? I mean, I guess a lot of these procedures go well and, everything is fine afterwards. I've seen where people, especially on TV, like on the talk shows, where people lose hundreds of pounds, and but even after they lose the weight, then they have all this loose skin hanging, and then they have to go and get surgeries to get the loose skin cut off. It's just too much for me. I say do it the old-fashioned way. Stop working your elbow so much, and work the rest of your body by going to the gym. That's just what I say. But I'm a little guilty because I started going to the gym in November, and I made it to February, and then I kind of fell off the track. So call in and tell me what you think. Have you known maybe someone who's had this type of surgery? Or are you for trying to lose weight in a quick way, or taking a magic pill, or doing a surgery that fixes your problem? I want to hear what you think. Give us a call and let me know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Going to the gym might be wasting my time and energy. Are there any stories out there? The number's on the screen. Please give me a call. Let me know what you think. I want to hear your thoughts on this topic. Also, we have some other stories we're going to jump to in just a few moments. I'm going to take a short intermission and bring on my guest, because he always has a lot of good feedback and input for me, and you'll be glad to meet him. We will get back to you in just one moment. Don't leave us. Stay right there, and we'll be back in just a few seconds. And we are back. Actually, I can say we now legitimately because I'm here with a guest, and he is Mr. Charles Fleming. Say hello.
Good evening.
Good. Okay, and if you notice a similarity with me and Mr. Fleming, it's because he is my brother. And he is my big brother, and he always has a lot of good information for me. So I figured he'd be the perfect person to have on the couch with Kimberly. Before we went to the quick break, we were talking about lap band surgery. Do you recommend it? Is it good for you? What do you think?
Well, I feel that lap band surgery is basically a quick fix. I do understand how people can get very frustrated by trying to lose weight, not accomplish it, and then go to the lap band surgery. But I do feel that this is a quick fix and is a better way to do it.
Okay, we're gonna hear what our caller has to say. We just had a call, but I think we lost him. Call back, caller. I'm sorry, I didn't get to you. Give us a call back. So you agree with me about the quick fix thing is not the best way to go, is that right?
I do feel that way. I understand that it is very frustrating trying to lose weight and attempting it over and over, different types of diets, and not being successful in your endeavors. And it does make a person feel desperate from time to time. Mm-hmm. But after going to get all your hormonal levels checked, because it's very important that your levels are in the appropriate range. Mm-hmm. And this also will help with your energy level and things like that to help you to be successful in going to the gym and trying to fight the cravings and the urges that people have with your caloric intake. Because these are very important parts to losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight throughout one's life.
Sounds like you're more pro going to the gym, working out type thing. Is that right?
Yes, I am. It is very challenging for people to do this. I do understand it with the extreme lifestyle that people have with working, sometimes school,
raising
family,
kids.
paying bills, and maintaining your personal life in addition to your family life. So I see it can be challenging. But if one desires that goal to be healthy and to be at acceptable weight so that they are not taking medicines and they have good energy and things, there is work that must be put in.
What do you feel about people who say, I'm big, but I'm healthy. I when I go to the doctor, I always get a good report. My heart fine. I ain't got no high cholesterol. I ain't got no blah, 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 blah. But you can see they are obviously overweight. What do you feel about that?
Well, I have heard people say that. Mm-hmm. I feel that many people do not
they in denial.
Want to accept
they in denial. Just go ahead and
what
say
is
it.
Going on.
We
exactly.
real on the couch. We real on this couch, okay?
And being in denial, they don't want to face their sickness, their death, mm-hmm. and facing what they have to face in order to be successful. So a lot of people would rather do that.
Okay, we got a caller. We're going to take this call and see what they think about it. You are on the couch with Kimberly. Your comment or question?
I just have a quick comment.
Okay.
Back in the old days, you had a lot of mothers that cook dinner and stuff. Today, you have a lot of mothers that eat out. And as a result, when the black community, you see a lot of women and a lot of men now with that little mutton chop around the midsection. It also contributes to like high blood pressure. You see a lot of African Americans with the sugar diabetes and stuff. I think that you don't really see when I go to work and I go around other minority neighborhoods like white people, you see them out there running. But
Yes.
when you around black neighborhoods, you never see them out there walking, running, riding bikes. You never see that.
You're right.
You know, and I think that the black people, I'm black myself, so I shouldn't say the black people, but black people should be more involved in working out, walking, and watching what they eat, because we're going to kill ourselves eventually, you know, with all of this sugar diabetes and not eating right. You know, McDonald's is a place to eat every day.
Right.
And the food that you put in your microwave, that's not good for you. You know, when my grandma was alive, she cooked, you know, and you don't have a lot of young girls out there that cook anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all of this is contributing to just a new way of era. It's just a new day now.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, if we don't watch it, you know, we're just going to be some fat people.
Yes.
You know, like you were saying earlier, you know, the United States is the #1 place for obesity.
Right.
And that contributes. And I see my man with the Bo Jackson on, so, you know, I know he worked out.
Yes.
I just wanted to put that out there. All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And that is so very true. What the caller alluded to, that our lifestyles now, we don't have a lot of time all the time to do that. So we have to get creative and come up with other ways to do it.
But they want everything is quick, like your food, your meals, like he was saying. You want to either go to a fast food place or you want to throw something in the microwave, which is totally the wrong thing to do, and which is why we are
the way we are. Yeah, but sometimes out of necessity, we don't have time to do it. And in order skipping meals and things completely, I do understand from time to time that may be necessary. But one of the things that I've discovered is just because you're eating a lot or consuming a lot of calories does not mean you're getting the proper nutrition that you need in order to be full, to satisfy your desire of feeling full and hungry. So you can take in a lot of calories, and because food that's low in nutrition is very cheap. Foods that's high in nutrition
are more expensive.
Are a lot more expensive, because sometimes instead of running out to get a fast food meal, which is okay occasionally, then you may want to buy an apple and a peach, maybe some raisins, a small bag of nuts. You can eat different things. We're not accustomed to doing that. It's easier to stop by Burger King or McDonald's or one of the restaurants like that and purchase
something fast.
Because they do have nutritional menus also
now,
and that does help a lot. Instead of always getting French fries, sometimes you can get the apple slices or the side salad, and things like this does help.
Absolutely, I agree. And his comment was it was right on the money. What he said was, when you go in other neighborhoods, you see people walking their dogs, jogging down the street. They're playing tennis, you know, they're out doing things, active things. And usually we, meaning us, black folks, don't normally do that kind of stuff very often. Especially jogging and outdoor activities and things like that. You don't really see us doing a whole lot of that. And I think we kind of really need to get back to it. Something else about the cooking. He was saying his grandmother was a cook, and of course, you know, the older school people, they cook their meals. It wasn't no pop it in the microwave type thing. They cooked their biscuits from scratch. They made their pies from scratch.
They didn't have microwaves at
well, that's
one
a
point.
good point. They didn't have microwaves to throw their food in. However, they just cook. They cook.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and I think we make excuses a lot of times, because there are things you can do if you still want to eat healthy. Like sometimes I do crock-pot foods.
Right. Yes.
Things that you can put in the crock pot and let it marinate overnight and simmer, and you wake up in the morning and your food's all done. That's a good way to eat healthy. It really is. I'm not that great at it yet. I'm still tweaking it and learning how to do it right. but you can throw all kind of goodies, vegetables and
That's
stuff
true.
like that in a crock pot.
It takes time. If you take the time to actually prepare your meals, you can actually buy bags of raisins and nuts, and sometimes people have dark pieces of chocolate, different little things to make you a mix. Dried.
Oh, I do that. I do that.
Apricots and dried
Craisins. I love craisins.
and
Yes.
you can get a little from each bag and put them together to have you a snack. So when
Yeah.
you're ready to go, you can grab that snack, opposed to waiting till you're so hungry that
You wanna eat
you want to
anything.
eat at the first restaurant
What you
that you get to.
find, yeah.
And another, I would like to comment on the other comment that he had that said we don't run and things. Well, when we are younger, we play a lot of basketball in our
Sports.
neighborhoods, and we'll play football, we'll play the sports. But after that adolescent stage, basically, we are working
That's true.
to try to get on our feet.
That's true.
And as a result of doing that, you come home from working an 8-hour day, and then you have to work with your kids for a couple of hours. That's 10 hours. You want to go to sleep so you can get up and go to work.
Let's see what our caller has to say. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
How you doing, Kimberly?
I'm doing just wonderful.
What I was called about, I'm a diabetes, and I usually get up every morning and go walking because I have a certain schedule time that I get up and walk around the corner. Even though I cannot run, but I do get out there and walk around the block. Even if I walk around the block or something. But when I go to McDonald's and to get something, I usually go there and get a salad.
That's right.
That's right.
Get
That's
a salad
right.
or something because I'm not health come before anything.
That's right.
That is so true.
And cause my doctor be getting on me all the time. Cause every time I used to go see my doctor, always getting on me that my sugar be up, and tell me that I need to get that under control. And the last couple of months, I've been getting it under control, and she so do appreciate me getting my sugar under control.
Well, I am so happy to hear that. Good job.
And the problem here, I know I'm kind of big boned, but I always been big boned, but I try to keep that under control.
Yes, yeah, that's all
I
right.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I've learned when we were discussing diabetes, I'm currently taking a class, and that was the topic of discussion today, as a matter of fact. And we were talking about how some of our traditional ways of eating affect us today, like with the white bread, white potatoes, and different things like that. That you can cut back on that really will help with your diabetes and to help you to achieve more success than you've already started to experience.
But when I eat bread, I eat wheat bread.
Good,
Well,
that's very good.
And I just recently started eating salad because that salad be helping me out some. And I love to cook home cooked meal at home. I don't like to go out and eat out all the time. I like to cook at home.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you are doing the right things and you are definitely on the right track.
Well, I try to do my best.
That's right. Well, hang on in there.
Cause I love my life.
That's right.
That's right.
You only get one, right?
You only got one life to live, and I'm gonna try to live it.
That's right.
That's
You keep up the good work and continue striving and achieving good goals.
Yep. Good job.
Oh, I will. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night.
Thank
All right,
you
you
so
too.
much.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Well, she's headed in the right direction, isn't she?
Now we need to get a few more of us
On that
headed in
path.
the direction
That's right.
to follow her.
That's
Yes.
right.
It's a
Okay.
very good job that she's doing. But a lot of people now are really trying to lose weight and do the
And
right
do it the
things.
right way.
So the lap band surgeries and things, I really do understand it, but
1 second. You are on the couch with Kimberly.
Good evening, Kimberly. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine.
Wonderful. Well, I'm the mother of 3, a grandmother and a great-grandmother. As my daughter says, Mom, you don't like to cook like other grandmothers. Well, she's right, I don't. But I'm always hoping for the best. I like for us to get together and have a happy, healthy time. And I just wanted to let her know that I appreciate the show this evening, and it's just been wonderful. So have a nice evening.
Okay, and you cook for those children, okay?
Don't count on it, honey. Don't count on it.
Maybe you can get the kids to cook for you sometime.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. All right. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye. Well, I am hoping that this topic is going to, maybe contribute to some people changing their ways a little bit. Maybe.
I think so. I really truly feel that people will do better when they know better.
Yeah.
So shows like this that will help people to understand what is going on and to give them some solutions, some things that they could try in their life. You may not use all of the techniques and the information that's given, but use what you can and keep on doing a little bit until it grows into a little bit more until you reach your goal.
Mm-hmm. And people will start to catch on. Like that one person may have somebody else that'll start doing what they do.
Exactly true.
All right, we got another caller. Let's see. You are on the couch with Kimberly. How are you?
I am doing fine. I'd like to commend both of you all for such an outstanding show that you're conducting right now. As far as individuals losing weight and maintaining a healthy lifestyle as a senior citizen, almost 64 years of age, I have been deemed a very successful individual, having lost from 360 pounds down to 240 pounds over a 9-month period.
All right. Over 9 months? How'd you do that?
Now, it looks like... Well, I educated myself as far as the foods that I had been eating over a lifetime. Number 34 there. Yeah, the way that you are presenting yourself as far as nuts, seeds, grains, abstaining or just refraining from eating what I'll call negative foods or foods that work against the entire digestive system and the body's way of functioning. When I became aware of what the 5 killer foods are, and they are as follows: animal products, white sugar, white flour, sodium chloride, that's to say table salt, and caffeine, and reverted to eating what I'll call clean, not cooking all of the foods the way that we have normally been taught to do. That way we are taking out all of the nutritional values out of the foods. But I began to juice. I did daily exercise. I just overall began to educate myself, and as a result of having done so, I've gone from a size 58 regular suit to a 46 suit.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Size 54 waist to 39 waist. I had been a diabetic for 17 years. 32 units of insulin in the morning, 17 units of insulin at noon, and believe it or not, 100 units of insulin at night every day for 17 years. But as I began to seek God and He motivated me, I went on and did what I had to do. And that's the reason why every time in which I see and hear someone talking about changing their lifestyle, losing weight and all, I'm a living witness that it can actually take place because God has blessed me to be able to do it.
Well, congratulations. You are a role model for many. Many. And we need to duplicate what you did because that is wonderful. Thank you so much for calling.
God bless you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Yes,
Have a good
sir.
evening.
Have a good evening.
Wow. Now, those were results.
Yes. There are a lot of people that's working hard to do what is necessary to get their to reach their goals.
Yeah. And he said he's 64 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, so that goes to show you, though, that you can change at whatever age. Because
right.
a lot of people act like, well, I'm older now and I'm setting my ways and this is just the way I've been doing it all the time. Well, if the way you've been doing it all the time is wrong, then it's time for a new way. You agree?
I do agree. I do agree.
Okay. Well, this is such an interesting topic that we've had so many callers, but I do want to move on to cover a couple other topics before the show ends. You please feel free to give us a call, though, if you have a comment on anything that we talk about, because we want to hear from you. My next topic covers depression in men, why it's hard to recognize, and what helps. Well, I don't know if we had a what helps part. I think I do. Okay. Well, let's see. It says, as men, we often believe we have to be strong and in control of our emotions at all times. When we feel hopeless, helpless, or overwhelmed by despair, we tend to deny it or cover it up by drinking too much, behaving recklessly, or exploding with anger. But depression in men is a common condition. The first step to recovery is to understand there's no reason to feel ashamed. Then you can face the challenge head on and start working to feel better. Says here, depression is not a sign of emotional weakness or failing masculinity. It is a treatable health condition that affects millions of men of all ages and backgrounds, as well as those who care about them. It also can lead to heart disease and other serious medical problems. I didn't know that. Of course, it's normal for anyone to feel down from time to time. Dips in mood are an ordinary reaction to losses, setbacks, or disappointments. However, if intense feelings of despair and hopelessness take hold of you and interfere with your work, family, and your ability to enjoy life, then you may be suffering from depression. You wanna give me a little bit of feedback on that?
Well, I feel that that information is true. A lot of men, we know that we are supposed to be the heads of our family, of ourselves first, individually. Mm-hmm. Then you take on a mate, and then that produces a family. Mm-hmm. And you know that you have to be strong for your family. And a lot of times, just like the article said, it is not a sign of weakness. However, men take it personal. And if you take it personal, then it is personal.
Right.
And as a result, that can hinder a man's ability to seek help, because then he feels that that is a weakness, even though it isn't a weakness. But because he feels it is a weakness, then he acts accordingly
to those feelings,
according to the way that he feels. Mm-hmm. And so then I can understand why a lot of men at that time start to self-medicate, start to act in reckless manners, because they need an outlet. And going back to what we discussed earlier, a lot of times you can use physical activities, exercise to help
a situation
get over the inappropriateness or the sadness or the depression feeling, in addition to burning some calories, losing a little weight, and feeling better.
That's very true. That is very true.
What about the synapse in the neurological system? What goes across the synapse?
I can't think of what they said. Endorphins.
Your endorphins.
Exercise starts endorphins. Thank you for calling. You are on the couch with Kimberly.
Hi, yes, I was listening to what you were saying about depression, right? Mm-hmm. I was in depression when I was doing drugs and stuff, and after I found a new way to live and found out who I was and what I was going through, I had to find out about feelings, because if I couldn't relate to feelings, then I didn't know what was going on.
You know, because I didn't love my family, I didn't love me, I didn't love nobody until I found a God that gave me some understanding. I started loving me more. I started loving my family more. I started smiling more. I started thinking on a positive level. I started asking myself, you know, things, you know, if I pass it by another person, I pass it by another person. If all three of these people gave me the same answer, then I said, okay, then I'm on the right path. Because sometimes when I made a decision, I thought my decision would be wrong. But I found out now I can make decisions if it's wrong or right. I'm okay with me today.
Right.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
right.
You know?
That's right.
And I'm okay with me today. And today I can love another human being and say, yeah, you know, I love you. But if you tell another man you love him, he might not understand the type of love that you have, the love that God has gave you back. You know, because I thought my soul was gone.
Yes.
But when he woke my spirit up, hey, I started crying. I couldn't stop crying, and I understood then that I had to get a God that was loving and caring to me instead of getting something negative like the drugs, the whiskey, dealing with the women, you know, dealing with other men. That won't hit no nothing. I found out it was about me. If I couldn't find out about who I was or who I am today, then there won't be no happiness. But today I'm happy, joy, and free today. And I'm just so grateful that I got a God that I can call on and say, okay, God, I'm going through this. Can you help me? He'll send me straight to a scripture, and that will lead me right on through another way.
Well, I am so happy to hear that. Thank you for calling and sharing that with us today.
Very good testimony.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yes.
Well, he was right on point, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was right on point. Sometimes that's what it takes. I guess getting to your root as far as something you can connect with, like whatever. If that's you need to find Jesus, then find Jesus. If that's what makes your soul feel better, then
do what is necessary.
Do what is necessary
in order to be successful.
Absolutely.
And I personally believe with all my heart that if we work on the Trinity, that'll help mind, body, and spirit. You're smart enough to do the right things as far as believing in whatever force you need to believe in. For some people, it's God, it's different deities. But as long as you have your deity straight,
faith,
you have your physical body together.
Yes. Yep.
And you praying, you connected so you can get heavy burdens and ideas and things that's off your mind, and you need to talk to it. And sometimes you cannot talk to a human to get the answer that you need.
Right.
So you talk to God, and God will send the answers to you through someone, or he will send it some type of way, something, someone, and that seems to really help to bring me back into focus when things go wrong and I find myself not as cheerful and bright as I may normally be. Then I want to pray and to work out and try to stay focused, and usually it'll turn.
Yeah. I started laughing a little bit because my co-host that's usually on the couch with me, I forgot what she called me. It's something like, what did she call me? Sunshine, happy sunshine, or something like that, like a Care Bear or something. Because she says, I'm always happy and I'm always really positive. And that's not just on camera. That's just me in general. I am pretty much a very positive person. I mean, I'm normal. I'm human. I have my bad moments. But I'm going to say 90% of the time, maybe even a little bit more than that, I'm very upbeat and positive. But that's just because I'm just determined that this life is short. I only got one to live, and I refuse to live it sad. I'm going to be happy regardless. I don't care if the walls come crumbling down. I'm still going to be happy because that's just what I got in my soul. you know.
You're a very optimistic person.
I am.
And even things will get a little rough.
Sometime.
Sometime life get a little rough.
For everybody.
But when you understand that it will get better, you just have to hold on and do whatever is necessary. That's one of the saying is you have to go through to get to. You have to go through something, some experiences to strengthen you so that you can reach your goals.
Right.
And like Mary kind of referred to that a little bit. You have to go through to get to.
You gotta go through to get to. I don't think I heard it ever quite put quite that way, but I like that. I might start using that one. So that's a good one. You got to go through to get to. Because you got to go through some changes sometime to, you know, to get to the other side. But anyway, this says the 3 most common signs of depression in men are physical pain, such as backaches, frequent headaches, sleep problems, sexual dysfunction, or digestive disorders that don't respond to normal treatments. Okay, so that's the first one. Anger is the next one. It says this could range from irritability, sensitivity to criticism, or loss of your sense of humor, even road rage, short temper, and even violence. Some men become abusive, controlling, verbally or physically abusive to their wives, children, or other loved ones. That's all under anger. Then we have reckless behavior. A man suffering from depression may start exhibiting risky behavior. This could mean pursuing dangerous sports, driving recklessly, engaging in unsafe sex. He might drink too much, abuse drugs, or even gamble compulsively. So, we want to be on the lookout for some of these things.
Because all of those things are detrimental to one's well-being.
Right.
And it probably will not bring you out of your depression because things like that have a short-term, satisfactory switch, seem like. It's okay while you're doing it, but then after you finish or complete that act, you feel worse because now your money is gone, or you don't know if you've caught a venereal disease or you just don't know exactly what's the fallout behind
those actions.
The actions for some of them, and you find yourself in a more depressed state as a result of doing that. And if you find this happening, that is definitely not the thing to do to reach your goal.
Right. Because your goal is to get better and to feel better about yourself, about life, and just about things in general. So they say here, now I know a lot of you guys can relate to this, so feel free to give us a call if you want to tell us your story real quick and you know, give us maybe a little bit of inspiration to go by how you got over how you got through your situation. Please feel free to give us a call in. This says the differences between males and female depression. Women tend to blame themselves. Men tend to blame others. Women tend to feel sad and worthless. Men tend to feel angry and ego inflated. Let's see what our caller has to say. Thank you for calling. You're on the Couch with Kimberly.
Yes, good evening. How y'all doing this evening?
Good evening. How are
fine,
you?
Thank you.
Did y'all see Colored Girls today? This week?
Colored Girls.
The movie.
I heard about it, but no, I have not viewed it yet.
No.
It was a very good movie, and they had this guy who he was married. I don't want to tell you all of it, but anyway, he was married and he had gotten out of his service, but he couldn't find a job. Oh man! But what happened was, I'm just going to tell you this part. He was kind of depressed and drinking and everything, and he took the 2 kids and held them out the window and let them go.
What? Ooh.
Oh man, that was a trip. I really. But my thing is, I don't know what has happened, in recent years, but if you have a loved one and they're going through things, you cannot I don't know. It used to be you couldn't even, like turn them in or, say, well, they need help. Could you come and get them or, and put them in the hospital or something like that.
Right.
you know, and I don't know whether they've changed, but you couldn't do that, you know. And
I think you can for your spouse. I think you can for a spouse.
Oh, thank goodness they've changed.
Yeah, I think you can for a spouse. It probably depends on how deep this thing goes. Is this like a? I don't know. That's for psychiatric though. I don't know if that's for depression. That's for psychiatric care. Like if they are like maybe a threat to themselves or to someone else.
To put them on a hold, a psychiatric
Yeah,
hold.
you can get them a psychiatric watch or something. But just for depression, I'm not sure about. So
I think, and I'm not sure what role insurance gonna play with that, but that may end up being like a residential treatment facility type of a treatment plan for them. I'm not exactly sure the financial part and how exactly that's going to play out for long-term care. But if he is a danger to himself or someone else, I feel that society probably would want to intervene to make sure that everyone stays safe in that situation until they know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
And see, the point is sometimes you don't know that they're really a danger until something really bad happens.
Unfortunately, that is correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just, it really got to me when he did that.
Look, you gonna make me go and watch that movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. And then they had this other one, I forgot the name of it. It was about this preacher. I said now, a lot of times TV1 and the other station is boring, and now they had two movies on at the same time. Oh, I got so mad.
Oh man!
I had to go back and forth, because both of them were good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna check out. You said it's called For Color Girls.
Yeah, the color girls.
For Color Girls. Okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All
you
right.
too. Have a good evening.
Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to check out that movie. That sounds really interesting. I want to go down this list a little bit more. It says women tend to have trouble setting boundaries. Men tend to need to feel in control at all times. This is depression we're talking about. Women find it easy to talk about self-doubt and despair. Men find it weak to admit self-doubt or despair. That is true. That much I know. You men have a hard time with that, talking about a weakness or not being able to handle a situation. That's true. Differences between males and females also include women use food, friends, and love to self-medicate. No matter if it's real love or imagined love, but that's what they do. Men tend to use alcohol, TV, sports, and sex to self-medicate. Okay. So those are just some of the differences in men and women.
It sounds like a testosterone versus an estrogen progesterone type of hormonal thing that's going on. You know, because with the testosterone in men, it makes you want to run fast. You want to wrestle. You want to be physical. It's a physical type of hormone. Whereas your estrogen hormone it seems to me to be a little bit more analytical, a little bit more thought-provoking, where men, we get angry, and the first thing is physical. You want to touch something, to flip it, push it, pull it, do something to it so it moves. You know, and women don't do that. Women will use words to get their point over. Right. You know, they don't look for something just to flip over. So that's why I said a testosterone versus an estrogen progesterone type of thing.
I agree. We tend to want to talk to somebody about it, and usually we want to talk to more than one person about it. Like sometimes guys say, like, you know, women talk all the time. Well, it's not that we talk all the time, but we have to get it out. And the more we get it out, the better we feel. So I want the guys out there that's listening to understand, we're not just yabbing just to be talking. The more we talk about our problems and our issues, it seems to get better. Each time it comes out, it seems to make the situation feel a little bit better. Whereas y'all internalize y'all stuff. It's only inside.
And that's what I want. That's what I really would like to share with the men out and that's listening to the program now. You really need to take a clue from the women as far as talking some things out and understanding what is going on, because doing things that's going to be a detriment to your well-being will just cause problems later on. If you can talk to someone you care about, whether it's a friend, whether it's your wife, whether it's your support system, and can get some help, then we can come up with some solutions too, instead of using reckless behavior that's going to put us in a precarious situation.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That is really, really good advice, guys. So I hope you're paying attention here. Okay, well, we have been talking.
Real men are not scared of other men saying you're not a real man. A real man knows he's a real man. So he can cry, he can talk, he can do whatever he needs to do. A man that's insecure about his manhood, for real, if someone said that to him, he's going to respond to it. Another man care about getting better, getting well.
Right.
The other man is going to focus so much on the short side of it,
right,
that you're not a man because you crying because you can't
let me tell you
share
this.
Your emotions.
This guy said to me not too long ago that he would not wear pink under any circumstances. A pink shirt is out of the question. And I said, well, I think pink on a man, a pink shirt is very sexy, especially if he got on, he nicely dressed, he got on his nice little slacks, some dress shoes, he got a nice little dress shirt with a little towel. I think it's the sexiest thing on the planet, for real. But what do you think about that? Real quick.
I think like a man like me. Mm-hmm. I can wear any color. I look great in pink.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I look good in all colors. And won't worry about it.
That's
I'm okay with pink.
And that's what I said. I said, well, if you were secure in your manhood, baby, you would know that you're a man with whatever color you wear. Pink,
it does not matter.
Yellow, whatever. Even if you was dressed up as a pink bunny, you still would be a man, okay?
In a pink bunny costume.
Okay? All right, we're going to wrap it up because our time is up. I will see you next week. Don't forget to join us from 7:30 to 8:30 next Wednesday. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Peace.